Now this is lecture 7, EL 6501, Unit 4 for CIA 2, characteristics of UGT. So draw the characteristics. So the characteristics of UGT is looks like this. This is your leakage current. From leakage current to get maximum voltage and then moves near base. This is the graph of emitter voltage versus emitter current, emitter voltage versus emitter current on y-axis. In between this is your 0, then this is known as leakage current. The maximum point peak value, it is your Vp. This is your Vp. So corresponding value on I, this is your Ip. This is your second peak, this is which is known as valley point, and this is your valley point. From here again it increases, therefore this is valley point and this is valley point, so this is your IV. This is known as valley point. In between this, the region is negative resistance region. This is the region of negative resistance region, and after this it is known as saturation region, known as saturation region. That means it is in switched on condition. This is the V. Before this is known as cutoff region. This is your cutoff region. This is the characteristics of UJT. So we discuss here, this is the curve between VE, that means emitter voltage, versus the emitter current of the UJT at a given voltage VBB between the base. This is known as the emitter characteristics of the UJT. The first point here is, initially in the cutoff region, as VE increases from 0, slightly leakage current flows from the terminal B2 to the emitter. This is your leakage current. This current is due to the minority carriers in the reverse bias diode. The second one, therefore this is first point is leakage current. The second point is, in the above certain value of VE, forward IE begins to flow, increasing until the peak voltage VP and current IP are reached at the point P. So after this, the voltage increases at peak value is your P. From the P we are getting Vp as well as Ip. The third point is, after the peak point P, an attempt to increase VE is followed by a sudden increase in emitter current with a corresponding decrease in VE. So after this, the current increases and voltage decreases. See, voltage decreases and current increases. This is a negative resistance portion of the curve. This is known as negative resistance region. The device therefore has a negative resistance region which is stable enough to be used with a great deal of reliability in many areas. For example, trigger circuit, sawtooth generator, timing circuit, etc. The last point, fourth one, is the negative portion of the curve lasts until the valley point V is reached. This is reached up to valley point, it is decreases, Vp decreases, voltage decreases. After the valley point, voltage again increases and current again increases. The valley point voltage Vv and valley point current IV is as shown in the figure. After the valley point, the device is driven to the saturation. After the valley point, the device is driven to saturation region. This is the second way we can discuss the same figure like this. This is our VE, this is our IE, right? We are getting this type of the peak, and then this type of the peak, and then it moves like this type of the peak we are getting and moves like this. So in this way there are different value of voltage: 8 volt, 12 volt, 15 volt. This is your peak point. This is different value of voltage: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like this. And this is your IE. This is your peak value, and this is your valley point. After this, this figure shows the family of VE upon I characteristics of the UJT at different voltage between the base. It is clear that peak point voltage, that means eta, is equal to VBB plus VD, falls steadily with reducing VBB, and so does the valley point voltage VV. The difference Vp minus VV is measure of the switching efficiency of the UJT and can be seen to fall off as VBB decreases. For a general purpose UJT, the peak point current is of the order of 1 microampere at VBB is equal to 20 volt with a valley point voltage about 2.5 volt at 6 milliampere. Now, by using this UJT, we have some examples. So we are discussing first example. Example 1. The intrinsic standoff ratio for a UJT is determined to be 0.6. So here eta is equal to 0.6. If the interbase resistance is 10 kilo ohm, interbase resistance, that means RBB, it is equal to 10 kilo ohm, then find out the value of RB1, and RB1 find out, and RB2 find out. So we know that RBB is equal to 10 kilo ohm, eta is equal to 0.6. Now we know that RBB is equal to RB1 plus RB2. That means 10 is equal to RB1 plus RB2. But we know that eta is equal to intrinsic standoff ratio is equal to RB1 upon RB1 plus RB2. That means 0.6 is equal to RB1 upon 10, because this is equal to 10. Therefore, RB1 is equal to 10 into 0.6, that is equal to 6 kilo ohm. If Rb1 is equal to 6 kilo ohm, then Rb2 is equal to 10 minus 6, that is equal to 4 kilo ohm. In this way, we find out the Rb1 and Rb2. Example 2, a UJT has a 10 volt between the base. That means VBB is equal to 10 volt. If the intrinsic standoff ratio is 0.65, intrinsic standoff ratio is equal to 0.65. Find out the value of standoff voltage. Find out the value of standoff voltage, that is equal to eta VBB, that we want to find out. What will be the peak point voltage? Also we want to find out peak point voltage Vp, which is equal to eta VBB plus Vd, that we want to find out. Here voltage drop in the PN junction diode is 0.7 volt. So voltage drop across the diode, it is equal to 0.7 volt. This is given. How to find out? So we know that VBB, it is equal to 10 volt. So standoff ratio voltage, it is equal to eta VBB, it is equal to 0.65 into 10, this is equal to 6.5 volt. Same way, peak point voltage, Vp is equal to eta VBB plus Vd, this is equal to 6.5 plus 0.7, and this is equal to 7.2 volt. This is the answer. The last example is determine the maximum and minimum peak point voltage for a UJT with VBB, it is equal to 25 volt. Given that UJT has a range of intrinsic standoff eta is equal to 0.74 to 0.86, minimum to maximum range. So here VBB is equal to 25 volt, eta maximum 0.86, minimum 0.74. So V peak maximum, it is equal to intrinsic maximum into VBB plus Vd, that is equal to 0.86 into 25 plus 0.7 volt, this is equal to 22.2 volt. And Vp minimum, it is equal to intrinsic minimum into VBB plus Vd, that is equal to 0.74 into 25 plus 0.7, that is equal to 19.2 volt. These are the two answers for this. The advantage of UJT. Now we are discussing about the advantage of UJT. The first advantage is it is the low cost device. Low cost device, the cost is very low. It has excellent characteristics, and it is a low power absorbing device under normal operation conditions. It is a low power absorbing device under normal operating conditions. The last one is the application UJT as a relaxation oscillator. Now we are discussing UJT works as a relaxation oscillator. UJT relaxation oscillator. So draw the circuit diagram for this. This is the circuit diagram for UJT as a relaxation oscillator. Base 1, base 2, emitter. There is a variable resistance R1. This is your R2, base 2, base 1. There is a capacitor and supply VBB. This is your emitter, voltage across C, VC, and the diagram is, or we can say waveform is, looks like this. This is your time and this is your VC. Figure shows the UJT relaxation oscillator where the discharging of the capacitor through UJT can develop a sawtooth output as shown in the figure. You are getting sawtooth output. When battery VBB is turned on, this. The capacitor C charged through the resistor R1. During the charging period, the voltage across the capacitor rises in an exponential manner until it reaches to the peak point voltage. At this instant of time, when it reaches to the peak point, the UJT switch to its low resistance conducting mode and the capacitor is discharged between emitter and base 1. As the capacitor voltage fly back to zero, the emitter increases to conduct and the UJT is switched off. The next cycle then begins, allowing the capacitor C to charge again. The frequency of the output sawtooth wave can be varied by changing the value of R1 since this controls the time constant R1 C1. This controls the time constant R1 C1 of the capacitor charging circuit. The time period and hence the frequency of the sawtooth wave can be calculated as follows. To find out the frequency of this sawtooth wave, we know that Vc is equal to VBB into 1 minus e raised to minus t upon R1C, where R1C it is equal to nothing but charging time constant of the resistor capacitor circuit. Small t, that means t is the time from the commencement of the waveform. So here we can write that eta VBB intrinsic standoff ratio, it is equal to VBB into 1 minus t upon R1C. Therefore eta is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus t upon R1C. Therefore e raised to minus t upon R1C is equal to 1 minus eta. Therefore t is equal to R1C log of 1 upon 1 minus eta base E, and time period T is equal to 2.3 R1C log of 10 for base 10, 1 upon 1 minus eta. This is for base E, this is for base 10. So the frequency of sawtooth wave, F is equal to 1 upon T in second, and it is equal to in hertz unit. In this way we find out the frequency of the sawtooth wave. The second application of the UJT is it works as a over voltage detector. It works as a over voltage detector. Again, the circuit is very simple. Here the circuit is very simple. This is your emitter, base 2. This is your base 1. Here base 1 there is a one lamp. This is your L. Here there is a VBB. Plus, minus, and then there is a one more capacitor is connected in between emitter and base 1. This capacitor is the over voltage detector, so using very much useful for over voltage detector. The resistance is Re. This is your VE, emitter voltage. Right? This is the circuit, very simple form. This is your emitter, base 2, base 1. Right? This figure shows a simple DC over voltage indicator. This is your DC over voltage indicator. That means it gives us the warning. For this warning, there is a lamp. Lamp is connected between the terminal, between the emitter and the base 1 circuit, so long as the input voltage is less than the peak point voltage Vp of the UJT. The device remains switched off. However, when the input voltage exceeds Vp, input voltage is greater than Vp, at that time the UJT is switched on and the capacitor discharged through the low resistance path between terminal emitter and base 1, the current flowing in the lamp L, which lights on, thereby indicating the over voltage in the circuit. That's all. This complete your this chapter. Thank you.